everybody is invited. So if you don't get my course newsletter, that's where I'm going to announce it. And if you don't get it, you can sign up here. So, last but not least, the Ranger stick team.
Hello everyone, my name is Sandra, this is Conrad, and this is Lydia, and we are presenting today on our up-and-coming product called Ghost Sticks. So, as you might remember, we are working with June Fisher, who unfortunately suffers from peripheral vascular insufficiency on her legs, and also has fractured spinal disc. This means that June has very limited movement with her legs because they tend to swell often, and she has to keep them very wrapped. Therefore, she cannot have large movements. She needs help getting up from her chair or walking places, and is currently using a walker to help her. For her spinal disc fractured, she recently had some surgery on that. It wasn't very successful, so she is now back on the walker. She had graduated and was on walking sticks, but she is back on the walker, but with therapy, she hopes to be able to regain some leg movement and some back movement so that she can get back on the sticks. She also hates the walker currently because it is bulky. It doesn't allow her to move sideways very easily. She can't pick things up. She can't fit in smaller areas like her kitchen. Also, it's not aesthetic, of course, and it limits her travel. She likes to travel everywhere. Her existing solutions. She owns a cane, but the cane does not allow her to keep herself straight up, so it causes a lot of back pain for her, so she does not use the cane at all. As I was saying, she graduated from walker to the walking sticks, but this was before her surgery, and the walking stick has a slight modification. It has the rubber bottom of the cane on the bottom of it, so that it can increase the friction between the stick and the pavement, and so it doesn't allow slipping. And of course there's a walker, which we just talked about. So for our ideas, we brainstormed on a couple aspects of it. So first of all, on the stick, she doesn't like the grip. It's a quirky material, and it rubs on her hand, and it's just very uncomfortable for her, so she would like a modification on that. The spring, our new product will contain a spring inside of it. Currently, the walking sticks do not contain a spring to pick up anything. The pole, it's currently height adjustable and will continue to remain height adjustable, and the grabber, of course, the original walking sticks don't have a grabber, and although she can bend down to pick things up, it is not recommended for her by her doctors. So, hence why we need to add a picking up mechanism to her walking sticks.
So this is a sketch of the pole and the spring. We're not sure yet whether we want the spring to be under compression or under tension. In this example, it is under compression, so basically June is going to push this component up, and that is going to push the spring upwards. Then there's going to be this fixed wall over here. So it's going to push the spring downwards, and there's a fixed wall over here. So at the end, it's going to be under compression. So that is the pole and spring. This is the claw mechanism that is our first grabbing mechanism. The advantage of this is that you can pick up objects of any shape, but the disadvantage is that it's very hard to implement in the PRL. You're going to have to make this number of identical claws. This is our second grabbing mechanism. This was Conrad's idea. And the advantage is that it's super easy to implement in the PRL, and it's also tailored to June because her main problem is that she drops pieces of paper a lot, so this is perfect to pick up pieces of paper. But the disadvantage is that you can't pick things up that have like different shapes. This is the design of our first grip. The advantage is that it's very sturdy and I think it's not too hard to implement it in the PRL, but the bad thing is that it has a very old-fashioned design and it looks a lot like a cane. This is our second mechanism. The advantage is that it looks more like a walking stick, and it has a more sleek design, but the bad thing is that it's not sturdy enough and it's going to be super hard to implement in the PRL. And even though we want, at the end of the day, to help June regain her independence, we also want people who have different conditions to also be able to use this pickup stick. So we're gonna interview 2 other people who have different conditions. Katie, who's an undergrad here and who recently got foot surgery, and she's using crutches and it's super hard for her to pick things up. And Christina, who has a severe case of scoliosis and she's currently using a back brace, and it's painful for her to like bend over and pick things up.
Okay, so I want to quickly run through some of our materials breakdown considerations. So we sort of had 2 primary components that we identified through our presentation today, which is mainly the grip and the pull component of our walking stick. So when we're addressing the grip component, we sort of identified the primary materials considerations that are usually used in the industry for devices of this nature. We went through leathers, premium rubbers, plastics, and one of our recent ideas was just to use a memory foam. In terms of cost comparisons, obviously leather was going to be the most expensive and obviously very wear resistant. Had a luxury feel, but it's very heavy and also hard to the touch. So we wanted to go towards something that, as June mentioned, it was very important to her to have a very ergonomic, tactile response feel with her grip. So we ended up considering possibly a more of a composite structure that incorporates some of the memory foam, which is very, gives a lot of feedback to respond to physical response, but then maybe have the structure and sturdiness of a premium rubber to compose that grip. And then in regards to the pull, we went through some primary materials considerations and wanted to identify that something that was lightweight, sensitive to use, but also very sturdy in terms of being used for the walking stick. The Lecky walking stick that June currently uses employs an aluminum base for its design, and that's something that we plan to continue. In terms of aesthetic, it's not that complicated for June. She just doesn't want something that's ugly, and that's something that we had to sort of remind ourselves of, is that at the end of the day, the individuals who use these devices want to look fashionable as well and also want sleek designs and something that's still durable and functional, which is why we probably will go with something that is uniform in color and has a very sleek form factor and maybe employ some anodized aluminum. So in terms of future plans, we're going to go into further prototyping. With June, we have some clay designs that we'll use with her, and we want to study the ergonomics and her specific responses to them. We'll then go more into designing the spring-loaded system for the grabber and consult users to define any needs that we haven't addressed yet. One of our biggest roadblocks or considerations is whether we want to decide on a grabber that's specifically tailored for June and just paper usage, or if we want to use something that's more adaptable to all sorts of different objects that you might want to pick up in the day. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank all the teams for being on time, and I think this is the first time in 11 years that we actually didn't go too much over. So I want to thank all the teams for their excellent presentations, and I look forward to reading your reports next week. And I hope you all will come back on Thursday for the lecture on exoskeletons. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.